Hi, my name's Mark. I've been inspired to do a camcorder review on YouTube for my new Canon HV20. It's a HDV camcorder, high definition camcorder. Pretty much the competition for Sony's HC7. I've never owned a Canon before. I've had a long line of Sony's, Sony 3-chip mini DV camcorders. This is my first foray into HDV. Importantly, or notably also for the Canon, is that it's a true progressive camcorder. So for PAL markets shoots in 25p, or for NTSC 24p, which combined with the much vaunted Cin mode is great boon for filmmakers. The Cin mode, as it's called, basically gives you less contrast and saves the highlights being blown out. So it's said to be useful just for shooting normally, especially outdoors in bright light. There are a number of features that really attracted me to the Canon, not least of which was the quality of the footage. I downloaded MPEG-2 files, and they were really closely matched to Canon's big brother, the XH-A1, which is like about $4,000. The Canon HV20, quite a small compact camera, something that I wasn't used to. I'd read about the plastic and lightweight build quality, the questionable sort of build quality about it, and when I first took it out of the box I was a little bit concerned about the sort of lightness of it. But it's sort of grown on me. I've come to really like it. I've only had it for 2 days. This is the second day that I've had it, so I haven't done a lot of shooting with it. But I just want to give an overview of the features. Things that attracted me to it were the audio options as well as the quality of the video. On the top, it's got a proper sort of cold hot shoe. The base of it is a standard sort of cold shoe, so that you can use your existing microphones and lights, etc. So you can put on your attach your mics, and it's obviously got a mic input, so you can plug it in, as well as a AV in out, and which is also switchable to headphones, so you can monitor your audio. And it's also got component out for a 1080i on the side there, and on the back. Also, if you've got a new plasma and LCD, it's got HDMI out, so you can hook it up straight to a 1080i display, and it's got HDV and DV out, of course. So the audio options are really quite good. It's got full manual audio control on the camera, so you can control your levels. But beyond that, it's also got features that are normally on professional cameras. It's got a windscreen setting, so that you can sort of lower the background noise if you're outside. And it's also got a mic attenuation level, which is really handy if you're in a really loud environment, such as a music concert or DJs playing. You can drop the levels down with mic attenuation, as well as controlling manually. Other things about the camera: ability to control the manual focus. Obviously it's not as good as having a ring on the camera, but it's not too bad. It's got backlight control, focus button. Nice touch is if you hold down the focus button for a couple of seconds, the camera goes into infinity focus, so focus far away. Obviously native widescreen LCD. Another nice little touch is it's got a I think it's the display button. If you hold down the display button for 2 seconds, the LCD goes from normal to an extra bright mode. The camcorder's also got a built-in light, so that you can shoot at night. And that's not working at the moment. I don't know why. Probably got it on. I think I had it on play instead of picture. This is going to be really bright when it comes on, but there you go. You can see you got inbuilt light. It's got a flash for stills. It's a 3.1 megapixel still camera as well. It's also got a thing in Canon called, I think they call it there, autofocus assist, or faster autofocus. Basically it changes focus really quickly if you're changing between something close and far away from the camera. And the last thing, I guess, is the infrared receiver for the remote control. I noticed on the Canon a really small wide to telephoto zoom switch toggle or zoom rocker lever, I should say. Smaller than my old cameras. I had a TRV-18 Sony which had a similar setup but was a bit bigger than that. And the problem with the Canon as opposed to the Sony is it doesn't have a LANC in, so you can't get a remote zoom controller on it. The Canon have actually addressed that in the menu system, because what they've got is 3 presets for the zoom speed. You've got 3 preset fixed zoom speeds as well as variable. So if you put it on the slower setting, speed 1, and it doesn't matter how much that you sort of move the little rocker, it's just going to default to that one slow speed. So to my mind, that sort of went a fair way to addressing the lack of a LANC control. The other thing is the ability to have a bit of manual overrides on it. You can run it in either a shutter priority or an aperture priority mode, and that's sort of partial manual controls, but you can actually also still bring up an exposure display in the LCD. And what that allows you to do, let's say if you choose shutter priority, lock it down at 1/50th for a PAL market or 1/60th of a second shutter speed, you can then bring up the exposure to adjust your aperture and lock that down as well. So you're going most of the way to controlling it manually. You haven't got control over gain, you haven't got a separate gain, so basically you've got to observe it through the LCD and sort of adjust exposure down till you think you've got a lot of your gain. I actually checked that by playing the tapes back into a monitor, and I turned the data information on in the camera. It will display aperture settings and your shutter speed settings, but it will not let you know what the gain is, so you can't even sort of have a check to see what gain. Excuse me for a moment, refer to some notes. In terms of some of the other features that I went for, a realistic 10 times zoom. It's obviously got digital zoom. Canon sort of call it their HD optical lens. It's got an optical image stabilizer, switchable, so you can turn it off for tripod use. It's got Canon call it instant autofocus, what I referred to before. It's got a normal automatic exposure modes such as portrait, beach, sports, night, fireworks, etc. It's got 70 and 100% zebras that are that you can switch on and overlay in the LCD to tell you where you're overexposing your shots. Probably a couple of things that it hasn't got that I would like is you can't change a fair few of the settings when the camera's rolling. For instance, if you need to adjust white balance and go into the menus, you've got to stop the camera. You can't adjust it when tape's rolling. You can adjust your exposure. You can adjust things like audio levels, obviously, but not anything that's in the deeper menu system. And the battery life, on average you get about 70 or 80 minutes, typical use for the battery that's included. I think 80 minutes they quote, or 70 minutes and 90 minutes for the bigger battery, so you're going to need a few because they're not a huge picture, but sorry, not a huge battery. Overall though, so far, as I said, I've only had it one night, but I've hooked it up to a Sony Bravia 1080p display, and really impressive. I've burnt some HD DVDs with it, but I also just transfer my files over as native MPEG-2 and play them on a PlayStation 3, and they come out awesome. I was really blown away from the samples on the web for this camera. That's what sold it to me, ultimately the video quality. So I'm really happy with it, and you know, it's sort of a poor man's XH-A1 for a fraction of the cost. So there you have the Canon HV20, fantastic little camera that's storming the HDV market.